let us start with this. Okay, guys, so let's start again, and just we'll begin the introduction part today. So guys, we're using it Azure Databricks. Okay, we're using the Azure Databricks. So basically, what is Azure Databricks? Guys, the Azure Databricks is nothing but it is a cloud-based service. Cloud-based service provided by Microsoft. It is a cloud-based service, guys. It is a cloud-based service provided by Microsoft. So Azure Databricks is a cloud-based service provided by Microsoft. It is a cloud-based service provided by Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. So now, guys, what do you mean by ETL? Guys, the ETL stands for, yes, the ETL stands for, already I told you yesterday, ETL stands for what? Extraction. Yes, extraction, transformation, extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas this process of extraction, transformation, and loading is a process of, yes, is a process of what? Data summarization. Is a process of what? Data summarization. It is a process of what, guys? Data summarization. So extraction, transformation, and loading, this is a process of what is that? Data summarization. It is a process of what? Data summarization, wherein for the process of ETL, that is called as extraction, transformation, and loading, guys, we require the following. What is that? We require the source. First of all, source means what? The source of data. Source, guys, source. And then we require, what is it? The another one as a target. We require the first thing as a source and the second thing as a target. So now, guys, when it comes to the source, what do you mean by source? Okay, guys, what is the source of income? The place from where we get the money is called a source of income. In the same way, a place where that is nothing but the source from where you get the data is called as what? Source of data. Source is nothing but actually it is, guys. Source is nothing but what? Actually it is. Yes, guys. Source is nothing but actually it is. Okay. Actually, it is the source of data. That is a place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. Okay, guys. A place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. So I'm using source of data. Yes, guys, source of data. So now, guys, tell me now the source of data. So according to you, what are the sources which are available from where we get the data, guys? Tell me now. What might be the sources from where you get the data? Now, guys, for example, now you're typing or you're recording some information of your expense, house expense. So where do you write your house expense generally? Nowadays, we are using in digital format only. We are not taking a pen and paper and writing the things. Everything we are digitally writing it. Tell me now, house expenses, where do you write it? In which type of file do you write it? Tell me now, guys. This much is the earning for this month, and this much is the expenditure you have incurred. You have to write all these things. So tell me now, how do you write it, guys? In which file you use it, or where do you write it in the computer? Can you tell me, guys? Somebody? Guys, am I audible? Yeah, am I audible, guys, everyone?
Yes, you are audible.
So you're understanding what I mean to tell you? Guys, you're understanding what I mean to tell you? My question is that, suppose you have to write your household expenses. Not let us go into the broad scale. We'll just go to at our place. You want to write a household expenses. Where do you write this information? That is income, expenditure. You have to write it. What type of thing you use it? Are you going to use in Excel file, guys, or not?
Yes.
So that is nothing but basically your house affairs, or your that is nothing but house expenses and income. You're going to write in an Excel sheet, but ultimately that is what? That is but nothing but the data. That is nothing but what is that? Data. So we can say, what is that? Source of data is nothing but the place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. A place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. So we can get the data from what is that? Following files. We can get the data. Okay, files. What type of files, guys? Okay, but ultimately the files will also receive the data from what? Ultimately business. See, we all are working for the business or not? Even though you are working as a data engineer, that means you are working for a business or not? Tell me now, guys. Yes, everyone, you're working for the business. Am I right, everyone? Just give me a
Yes.
second. Just give me a second. I'll back. Okay, sorry. So guys, we all get the data. We all work for the business only. Though we are working here, suppose you're working as a data engineer in an IT sector, that means, are you working it for a business or not? In fact, that means you will get the data from the business. From the business entities only we get the data. Am I right, guys? From the business entities only we get the data. Whereas this data is recorded in the form of what is that? Files. In the form of what is that? Files. So what are the type of files you have it? Guys, what are the type of files you have it? The files are the following. So we can have, what is that? Yes, guys. We can have what are Excel files. Excel files. Yes, Excel files. And we can have, what is it? CSV files, which stands for what? Comma separated value files. Okay, comma separated value files. And Excel files, comma separated value files. And you have, what is that? JSON files. JSON stands for what? JavaScript object notation files. Okay, and then afterwards, what is it? You have it? Excel file, CSV file, comma separated value files, JSON files, and you have the Parquet files. Parquet files. You have the Parquet files. Okay, guys, you have the Parquet files, and then you can have what? Avro files. And then we can also have what's that? ORC files. Various type of files. That means we get the data ultimately from the business, and this business will be recorded in the type in the form of what? Files. Excel files, comma separated value files, JSON files, Parquet file, Avro files, ORC files. Anyways, you don't worry about the files. Once we get into the subject, I will explain you about each and every file. You don't worry now. Okay, so this is nothing but the data we get it from. Where? From these files. What we do from these files, guys? From these files we get the data. From these files, guys, from these files. Okay, from these files we get the data. So ultimately what we do, we pull in the data. We pull in the data by using the process called what? Extraction. We pull in the data by the process called what? Extraction. So extraction is done. And now, guys, this extraction is done by what? By using the ADB. That is called as what? Azure Databricks. By using the Azure Databricks, guys, by using the Azure Databricks, we perform the process of extraction. That means extraction of data. Extraction, the full name is what? Extraction of data only, guys. Extraction of data. Extraction. Then extraction is done. Then next, what is the process you have it? Tell me now, guys. The next process, the next level of processing is what is that? Transformation. So transformation is nothing but the ultimate requirement. Based on the requirement of the customer, you're going to change the format of the data. You're going to change the structure of the data. You're going to design a new structure of the data. Am I right? This is called as what? Transformation. And once the transformation is done on this data, ultimately the process of loading will be taken place. And loading means what? The final data, whatever you have it, will be transferred to the destination. That is called as what? Target. That is called as what? Target. Or we can say destination. We can say target, or we can say destination. We can say target, or we can say what is that? Destination. The data will be transferred to the destination. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yes, guys, everyone is following or not? I want a reply, guys. If you don't talk, yeah, if you don't talk, I cannot understand what is your thing. Okay, so I want everyone to respond it, guys, so that I'll come to know whether you people are following or not. Okay, anyways, so this is the first. Now, apart from, guys, apart from getting the data from the files, we can also get the data from the business. We can also get the data from the business in the form of what? Database. And database can be what again? The database can be what? It can be Oracle database. It can be the SQL Server database. Okay, it can be any type of database you have. Whereas this kind of database, can you see here? This kind of database, when you receive the data, we can say that we have received the data from OLTP system. We have received the data from what is that? OLTP system. What do you mean OLTP? OLTP stands for online transaction process. Online transaction process. That is called as what? OLTP system. Okay, OLTP system. You will receive the data. Getting my point? You will receive the data from what? OLTP system. So now, guys, ultimately from this database, what we do, we pull in again the same process. We pull in the data by using the process of what, guys? Same process we perform it. Extraction will be done. That means using the ADB, we extract the data. We extract the data. And once the data is extracted, then what we do, guys? We perform the transformation on the data. We perform what is that? Transformation. Transformation is the actual process of data summarization or loading the data as per the requirement of the client. So now, guys, loading will be done. And finally, once the loading is done, guys, once the loading is done, the loading will be done. Okay, the loading will be done into the destination. That means this is the destination. This will be your destination. Getting my point? Now, guys, destination. Destination. I'm linking up just to show you, guys, these all will reach the destination like this. Finally, the data reaches the destination. Target is nothing but, guys, it is called as what? Destination. Destination. Okay, now next one. Apart from this, guys, apart from getting the data from the businesses from the data into the databases or into the files, we can also get the data. Everyone, we can also get the data, guys. We can also get the data from another way. It's called as what? From the business only. because we all working for business, we get the data, business data only. So we get the data in the form of what? Live streaming data. Live streaming data, such as, guys, live streaming data means what, guys? Stock market data, live streaming data. Suppose Indian, that is India versus Pakistan match is going on, you will get the live streaming. Am I right or not? Yes, guys, that is all called as what? Live streaming data. Even the live streaming data we pull in here as it is. The live streaming data also we pull in here in as it is. And this process is called as what? The process of, again, extraction. We perform the extraction on this data. So can you see here, we perform the extraction on this data. And once the extraction is done, then what happens? Again, the process of transformation will become. So what is the process of transformation? Transformation is the actual process of, yes guys, transformation is the actual process of what? Data summarization. Transformation is the actual process of what? Data summarization. And once the data summarization is done, guys, finally what we do? We load the data into the target. We load the data into the target, guys. Okay. So now this all data, whatever you have it, that is source data, destination data, or whatever the data you have it, finally will be recorded to the target, that is called as sync system. In Azure, it is also called as what? The destination is also called as what? Sync system. Sync. This is also called as what? Sync system, guys. Okay, it is also called as what? Sync system. Sync system. Okay, so now can you see here? This is how we get the data here. Ultimately, we get the data from what? Various sources. Ultimately, we get the data from what? Various sources. And from these various sources, what we do? We extract the data, we transform the data, and we load the data into the target, everyone. Okay, so this, all this can see extraction, transformation, and loading will be done by using the service, guys. This is a service. ADB is one service. ADB is one service, guys. Likewise, you can also have, what is it? ADF is the another service. Likewise, you can have Synapse as the another service. These are the various services we can do it. Okay, whereas can you see here, guys, this is how exactly things works off. Okay, here everyone is following or not, guys? Yeah, I want a reply from all of you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes.
Now next, after this, now guys, next one, let us see exactly what exactly the big data is. Big data. So now guys, what is a big data? Big data is nothing but whatever the data you're getting, this data, this is called as big data only. The data from the business, whatever you're getting, that is called as big data. So just understand, big data means not a very great concept, something where you need to get confused. It's not like that. Big data, just split it, guys. Split it. Big means what? Huge, na? Huge or massive, you can say. Data means what? Information. So we can say that huge information. You can say, what is that? Huge information, massive information, huge information, or massive information. Huge information or massive information is called as what? Big data. Big data. Okay, where you have a massive amount of information is called as what? Big data. Ultimately, we get the big data from, what is it? All these businesses only. But what is that business? What are the sources you can see? Let us see for that. Actually, types of source of big data. Now guys, types of sources of big data, types of sources of, okay, types of sources of big data. Okay, sources of big data. The first one, from where you can get the big data, that is called as what? Social networking sites. Social networking sites. So what is the social networking sites, guys? Social networking sites are nothing but, you have the WhatsApp, you have the Facebook, you have the Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, Okay, guys, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. Then you also have what's that? LinkedIn. Ah, then afterwards you also have what's that? Instagram. All this Insta and all these are what? These are all called as what? Social networking sites. These are called as what? Social networking sites. So the social networking sites are basically referred as the major source of getting the big data. Major source of getting the big data. Getting my point? Next one after this, guys, you have the second source. So what is the second source? We can say second source as the banking application. So across the globe, the banking application is the major source, considered as the major source, guys. Banking applications are considered as the major source of getting the big data. The banking applications are considered as the major source of getting the big data. Major source of getting what's that? Big data. Major source of getting the big data. Suppose you go to a bank and get an entry done. So in your passbook, you have made some entries. That is some cash withdrawal entry and some deposit entry and some online transfer entry, some purchase entries, some entries you have made it. Okay, that means some transactions you have done it. So, but can you see here in this passbook, as you have made only 3 transactions, but it will give you some 7 to 8 lines code. Am I right? 7 to 8 lines it will print balance, it will print deduction after the debit balance. So that means type of data. That means banking data is considered as a massive or huge amount of data across the globe. Getting my point? So we can get the data, the big data. We can also get it from what? Banking applications. That means this we have discussed as a business now. Business means what? It can be social networking site, which is a one type of business. Banking application is the another type of business from where we get the data. Okay, then we can also get the data from what is that? Machine generated data. Machine generated data. So what do you mean machine generated data, guys? The data which is generated by a machine. Suppose you have a CT scan machine. Suppose you have a CT scan machine. Okay, so it scans of the human body. Whereas the CT scan machine or MRI machine, okay, MRI scan or CT scan machine, whatever the machines you have it, okay, and then we have what's it? MRI, okay, scan, or else we can also have what is that? CT scan, MRI scan, and even the ECG machines. Okay, these are all the machines which generate some data. Am I right, guys? These are the machines which generate some data. Am I right, everyone? These are the machines which generates some data. Whereas even these machines, can you see here, generate some data. So this kind of data is also considered as the big data. That means a massive amount. The CT scan machine generates a very massive amount of data. So that is nothing but called as what? Machine generated data. Any that is machine which generates the data is called as what? Machine generated data. That's it. Okay. Then afterwards, guys, just a minute, 1 minute. Okay, guys, sorry. So now, guys, okay. So now, guys, after this, okay. So now, can you see here? This is nothing but the can you see here some that is machine generated data. After that, the fourth one, what we can consider here is okay. That is called as what? Uh, IoT sensors, Internet of Things. Okay, IoT sensors. We get the data from what? Sensors. We get the data from what? Sensors. These sensors basically measures what is that? Pressure. Okay, and then it measures the okay that is even the okay gas pressure. Okay, and then it measures even the temperature. Okay, and even the okay wind. All these are the sensors which basically measures, but these sensors, how it generates, these all are, will be connected to computers, to required computers. So this computer generates the data here. The data will be recorded here, and this data will be further processed or transferred to us like this. From in the files we received, we extract it, we transform it, and we load it. Ultimately it will go like this. Okay, so now, guys, so basically IoT sensors, I can give you one example. Guys, whenever you travel and okay like uh, on the highways, once you will enter a basically a type of a town or a village. At the starting of this town or a village, you will find some a very big table fans which is rotating very slowly. Am I right? Which rotates very slowly. What it does exactly? That measures the wind, and those fans are nothing but a machines at sensors only, and those are connected to the computers. And whatever the thing is recorded, the data will be transferred to the computer, and from the computer again the data will be that is kept into the files, and again it is transformed further for this analysis. So basically this is how exactly the process moves on here. Okay, so guys, okay, all of you following or not, please let me know, guys.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can able to
excellent.
follow.
Now, next, after this, again, you have what is that? Guys, the fifth one is human generated data. Human generated data, it's not basically you will have that massive, but still it can be considered as a big data only. Human generated data means the data which is generated by you and me. Okay, the normal routine data, that is basically a kind of a human generated data. So this is also considered as the part of big data. But guys, this big data, this big data is basically has some categories. That means we can say types of big data. We can have various types of big data. So now I will say types of data. Now, guys, what are the types of big data? Generally, guys, you will have the following types of big data. The first type of big data, which you can consider, okay, which you can consider that is first type of big data which you can consider. Okay, the first type of big data which you can consider, the first type of big data which you can consider is called as what? Structured data. Structured data means what? I'll type it. Guys, I'm writing it: name, ID number, and salary. Can you see this is the thing we have it. Name is, let us say, Alan. And now, guys, I'm using the ID number as something like this. And salary, I'm making a okay, 10,000. And Bobby, 20,000. Car, 30,000. These are the basically, can you see here, guys? This is the data where, can you see this data is in which format? It is in the proper format of rows and columns or not? These are the rows and these are the columns. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yeah. These are the rows and these are the columns. This kind of data is proper data. Hence, it is called as what? Structured data. This kind of data is called as what, guys? structured data, the data which is placed into the proper form of rows and columns. The data which is placed in the proper form of rows and columns is called as what? Structured data. Am I right, everyone? Yes, am I audible, guys? Yeah, what happened? I'm audible to everyone or not?
Yes.
So now, guys, this is nothing called as what? Structured data. Next one is what is it? You have it. The second one is semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means what? This data is purely not structured as well as not unstructured. It is semi-structured. You will have some semi-structure, such as you have the data into what's that? JSON files. For example, I'll give you the JSON file, how the JSON file looks like and how the data will move. The data in the JSON file will be given in the curly braces. Now, if at all I'm writing the first, I'm calling defining this data into JSON format, how the data will be. Let us see it here. Name under the quotes, double quotes, and use the colon, ALN. Now, guys, use a comma. After this, use it again. ID. ID. Then use it as it's a numeric data. Now you can place it normally. Again, we have what is that, guys? Under this, again you have what is that? Car. That is salary. This is also numeric data, so hence you can leave it as it is. Do not place under this. And finally, after this is done, the data is closed. The braces. Can you see this kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured data. It is called as what, guys? Yeah, it is called as what, guys? Semi-structured data. This kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured data. And now finally, the third one is called as what? Unstructured data. Unstructured data is nothing but guys, this unstructured data is nothing but basically there will be no particular structure, such as the photos in your mobile phone, the videos, the chat history, and the voice notes. All these comes under the unstructured data only. There is no proper structure for it. Okay, there will be no proper structure, guys. There will be no proper structure. There will be no proper structure. Okay, there will be no proper structure. All the that is nothing but data is called as what? Unstructured. 80% of the globe, 80% of the data from the globe, we'll get it in what? Unstructured format only. 80% of the data across the globe, we'll get it in what? Unstructured format only. So guys, these are the types of big data we can have: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. And this structured, semi-structured, and unstructured can be placed onto what is that? Into this type of files, or into this databases, or if we can extract it from the live streaming, further the as it is process. So this is how the entire structure works. So is everyone clear with this, guys, or you have any doubt? You can ask me now. Yes, guys, tell me. Guys, tell me now.
No, Samir, no doubts as of now.
Okay. So this is how the things works off. Okay, guys. That's it. So for the day, guys, that's it for the day. And
So with Azure Databricks, what kind of data we usually handles, like structured or non-structured?
unstructured only.
Unstructured only. Okay.
Unstructured, semi-structured, and structure. Three of them will handle it basically. Not mostly you will have semi-structured data.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it, guys. So this is the thing we have it. Please go ahead now.
So to learn Databricks, do we need any predefined technical background? Hello,
Do you?
am I audible?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. No, I'm just asking, what are the prerequisites to learn this Azure database?
See,
I don't have any
basically,
background in the field.
yeah, prerequisites is that if you know the Python, or if you know the R, or if you know the SQL, that is very well. You can just you can just understand the code what you can do. If not, also I will explain you, and you have to put your efforts much on that, because this is basically a purely type of a technical job where you have it. What we are doing in Databricks. If you don't want the amount of coding, you don't need actually the coding. Simply you can go with the ADF rather than going with the ADB.
Okay, so I'm basically ETL background. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest? Should I go for ADF or ADB? I'm not really sure. And I would like to
You're
be
you're 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 you're, you're basically you're technical. You're from technical background or non-technical, or
I am basically an ETL developer, Informatica developer.
then you
Okay.
can go with the ADB. Why not? Definitely ADB will work for you.
Okay. And to be Azure data engineer, what are the services we need to know? Like
For
Databricks is
for to be an Azure data engineer, you if you know ADF, then also you'll call as a Azure data engineer. If you know ADB, then also it is called as then also you are called as a Azure data engineer. If you know the Synapse, then also you will call as a Azure data engineer only.
okay. So either one or should be fine that case, right?
Yeah,
No, I
that's not.
heard the reason
Yeah.
I'm asking, I heard ADF also like something like it's an ETL tool only. And we have here I have mentioned ADB also ETL tool only, right?
See, if
So
you
just
have,
trying to
see
understand.
what is the companies are doing till the job of data ingestion in a project. I'm telling you the live session, live scenario what is going on right now in most of the projects. Up to the data ingestion, up to the data ingestion. Ingestion means what? Extraction, extraction. Up to this data extraction, they're using the ADF. Further, for transformation and loading, they're using the ADB. Some projects,
Okay.
because you have
So
more good facilitation, or we can say good facilities, or very flexible to perform the process of data ingestion using this that is ADF, because ADF does not uses any code. It is basically a menu driven this thing. But here you will have to write the code for everything: extraction again, transformation, and again loading again. Basically using this ADB you can design. It is mainly focused on the visualization, data visualization. That means visualization in the sense performing the analysis on the data, etc.
okay. So my understanding is like ADF might be something like a tool based like ETL.
You can go
And
with this ADF or ADB, anything, because already you have a technical background. You do not worry about it.
okay. And both are not. If I would like to join any training, both are not
Both
mandatory. I can
means
just
it will
choose
be very
any.
good. No issues.
Okay. I'm trying to join any one of these. So what do you suggest? Should I start with ADF or ADB? Like being an ETL
That you
developer.
have to decide it. I can't tell, because you basically, I'm telling you now, if you are mainly you think that you can manage the amount of coding, then you can go with the ADB. If you don't want the coding, because ADB is required anyways in the process, one time in one situation you can do the job without ADF also, but ADB is very mandatory to have it mostly.
I
So
got it.
just how it's better to have ADB knowledge. You can just
Yeah.
decide it. That's not a problem. Okay,
Yeah, I got it. Thank
that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Any other questions?
Sir, may I know what is Synapse used for?
Synapse is totally a visualization process. It is basically called as a data warehouse of Azure.
Mm,
Synapse.
mm, mm.
Okay. So data visualization, analysis. I told you the analysis, data visualization, all analysis from this part. Once the data is loaded into that sync system, from here the data is picked up. And now we use a technique called OLAP, online analytical process. And this on this using this artificial intelligence or machine learnings, all this we apply it further on this data. Whereas can you see here the machine learning, artificial intelligence, or machine learning or artificial intelligence, all this is the part of what is that we have it. The Synapse performs this job, this type of job, more focusing on the visualization of the data.
So, sir, like I just wanted to know, ADF and ADB are enough to crack a job in the current market scenario?
More than enough, more than enough. Synapse, see, in this particularly in this particular course, we are covering Synapse. We are covering integration with even the Snowflake I'm covering. Integration with even the Amazon Web Services. Integration with all various things I'm using up here. So, anyways, you will not have anything where you need not do that. So you can do it very well. That's not a problem.
Okay, so sir, ADF and ADB are enough, right?
Yeah, that's more than ADF is enough. ADB individually is also enough. ADF and ADB combination, okay, if you have that, it's very good. If not, it's not like that. If you know ADF, you don't get a job. Definitely will get the job, even if you know the ADF or not, or the ADB. That's not a thing. There is a misconception in the market that if you know the ADF, you should also know this ADB. Then only you'll get a job. It's not like that. These are two different services you have it. ADF has its own functionality and ADB has its own functionality.
Okay. The only thing is just the market is a bit low, so worried, that's all.
Market is obviously in this November and December, the market will be low.
Okay.
Always again, it will pick up after January 15th.
Okay.
That is
Thank you,
the
sir.
every year issue you will have it in IT sector.
Okay.
Whether you go with the training or whether you go for real-time jobs searching, everything. But the slang will be like that. See, every batch I'll be having 50 to 60 students, but this November and December I have a less amount of students. That
Okay.
obvious that it does not mean that the market is down. Of course, the flow will move. It will slow down automatically. It will pick up because right now most of the times even in the US this is the ending of the year, so everyone will be prepared for Easter and everything,
Okay.
Christmas. So things will slow down because we are totally dependent on the all yeah, the US and the UK and Europe and we're all the Western countries we're depending upon for the data for project everything. So obviously it will have an impact even on our life, isn't it or not?
Yeah, correct.
That's the thing.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's it. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Thank you. See guys, my name is Samir and I would be your faculty for this Azure Databricks. And when it comes to this, my experience, I have around 10 plus years of experience in IT industry. And since the past 3 years, I'm onto the clouds. I'm supporting for the clouds and various clouds technologies. Okay. So now, guys, let us go ahead and see first of all. Okay, what are the things you have it in this? See, what is Azure Data Engineering? Okay, Azure is nothing but it is a name for the cloud services. Azure is nothing but it is the name for the cloud services given by the Microsoft. That means Microsoft is marketing their cloud products or their cloud services with a name called what is it? Azure. And now data means what? Information. Okay, data means what? Information. For the services called engineering, for this engineering services, they are using the Azure Databricks. Apart from this, they are also using the service called what? ADF, Azure Data Factory. They're using the service called what? Synapse. Okay, etc. And Synapse, and then we have the artificial intelligence, and then we have the machine learning. These are all the services provided for engineering service for performing the engineering on the data. And these all are that is nothing but these all are provided by what? Azure. So Azure is the that is nothing but name given by the Microsoft. Given by what is that? Microsoft for marketing their products, cloud-based services, cloud-based services. Now, guys, when it comes to this Azure Databricks, the Azure Databricks is nothing but this is Okay, guys, everyone, just have a look, and I want everyone to just interact with me so that, okay, if you have any doubt, we can just clarify it meanwhile. Okay, guys. So now the Azure Databricks is nothing but it is a cloud-based. Okay, it is a cloud-based service. It is a cloud-based service or cloud service. It's a cloud service. Azure Databricks is a cloud service provided by Microsoft. Provided by what is that? Microsoft. And now it is used for the purpose of what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So now, guys, what is this extraction, transformation, and loading? Let us try to understand this. Whereas the extraction, transformation, and loading, everyone, the extraction, that is ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and then we have loading. Basically, the extraction, transformation, and loading, it is a process or it is a technique which is used to perform the data summarization. Is used to perform the data summarization. As that is extraction, transformation, and loading. It is a process or it is a technique to summarize the data, to summarize the data. And whereas for this particular process of ETL, we require the following. What is that? Source, and then we require what is that, guys? We require the another one that is called as a target. Whereas a source is nothing but what? The source where we get the source from where we get the information is called as what? A source. And target is nothing but what? Target is a place or destination. Target is nothing but place or destination. Is called as what? Destination. Target or destination. We can say it here. Okay. Now, guys, between the source and the target, between the source and the target, we perform the process of what is that? ETL. What is that? Extraction, transformation, and loading is the process which is performed between two. What is that? Source and the target. Source and the target. Now, guys, even a layman, that is a person who is not from an IT background, should understand this. That is my main motive. Okay, for explanation of all these things. Okay, so now, guys, let us try to see what is this ETL actually does. Now, guys, this ETL basically performs the extraction process on the source, picks up and transforms the data and load it into the required format. For that, let us take an example. Now, guys, you wanted to cook a curry, that is a vegetable curry you want to cook. So as soon as you thought of decided to cook a vegetable curry, you will go to the market and get the vegetables. Once you have been to a market, there you can find many vegetables in the market, such as we have, for example, in Telangana, we have this Raitu Bazaar, or in various areas, even we have the supermarkets, that is Reliance Fresh, where they are providing all the vegetables at the one store. Am I right? So once you've been to this market, how many type of vegetables you can find it, guys? Can you tell me? Just a practical one, not nothing related to subject. Tell me now. Yes, guys.
Different vegetables.
Yeah, many types of vegetables, many types of vegetables. So are you going to buy all those vegetables or some of it which is required for your to cook your curry?
Require for cook the curry.
That is there. So you are going to pick up only those vegetables which is required to cook the curry. Now you have picked up. Okay, now you have picked up. Okay, guys, just a minute. Just give me a second. I've got some important call note. Sorry guys, actually I got some important call to attend from my office. Okay, so now guys, so I'm audible now. Hello. Yes guys, I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you can continue.
Okay, so now guys, you have, what is this? We have this ETL. So now guys, Azure Databricks is nothing but this is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas this process of extraction, transformation, and loading requires a source and a target. So once you have a source and a target, between the source and the target, we perform the job of ETL. Now, to understand this ETL in a better way, I'll just give you an example. We were discussing an example of a vegetable supermarket. So now once you've been to the vegetable supermarket, so you will find various kind of multiple vegetables. But are you going to purchase all of them or few of it? Few of it. Am I right? Very few of it you will purchase it as per your requirement, what you want to cook today. So what you will do, you will pick those vegetables and put it in a basket. Now tell me now, what is the form of vegetables now currently when you picked up? Yes guys, what is the form of the vegetables right now when you picked up? It is in a raw form, am I right? Yes guys, it is in a raw form. So now what we have done, we have picked up those vegetables and put it in a basket and build it. We bought it at a home. Now tell me, so in order to cook the vegetable curry, what is it you have to do? Tell me now. Cutting and chopping. That means you have to change the format. You have to change the that is nothing but format. That means by cutting and chopping vegetables, you have to do it. And now once the vegetables are cut and chopped, okay, that is nothing but again what you will do, you'll put it in a bowl and start cooking. So once the cooking is done, so what you are doing, you have converted here, my just listen it, you have done a process that is nothing but from you bought a vegetables, you cut them off, and now you have cooked it. That means you have changed the format. So now guys, in this, can you see what is that? Picking up from vegetables, from all a list of vegetables, you're picking up only restricted vegetables which is required for you. That is called as what? The process of what? Guys, that is called as the process of what? Extraction. Am I right, everyone? It is called as the process of what? Extraction. And now once the vegetables is bought, and what you will do, cutting, chopping, and cooking them. So are you changing the form of vegetables from the raw form to the cooked form or not, guys? Yes. So that is called as a process of what? Transformation. And ultimately the loading. Loading means what? Whatever you have it, you'll put it in the target. Your target is eating. So that's called as loading process. So here in the same way example, in the same way here also, what we do, we perform the extraction, transformation, and loading between the two. What is that? Source. The source consisting of what? Data. Data means what, guys? Data means what? Data is nothing but information. Data is nothing but what? Information. Okay. Data is nothing but what? Information. Data is nothing but what? Information. So we pick up the information from the source, required information, that is called as the extraction. And once the information is extracted, what you do? You transform. That means change the format of the information. That is called as transformation. And once the transformation is done, then finally you will load the data into the target or the destination. For example, guys, now I will give you a live type of example so that you will understand this ETL in a very better way. Suppose, guys, you have a latest, take a say supermarket data is there. Okay, some supermarket data is here. Can you see, all of you? Just concentrate well, guys. You will have a very good idea on this. So now, guys, you have product ID, and then you have the product rate. Guys, product rate is there. And then you have the product rate, product quantity sold, QTY. And next is what? Date of sales. That's it. These are the columns we have it. Product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, and date of sales. Am I right, everyone? Yes. Are you? Am I able to? You are able to hear me, guys? Please. Guys, please, you should respond it. People are not kids, you should respond it. This is a professional class going on, isn't it? So I want everyone you to just interact with me, please. Okay, so now guys, what is it called as? Product rate, product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, and date of sales. These are the columns. These are the columns information of a supermarket. Let us make it here as a more supermarket, guys. More supermarket, you have it. And this is the information of the more supermarket. Day wise sales is recorded. Can you see here, all of you? Guys, can you see here, all of you? Now, product ID is something like this 1, 2, 3, and rate is, let us say, 100 rupees. Okay, and then the product quantity is, what is that? 10. Or quantity sold is 10 pieces, or 10 in the quantity, and date of sales is, let us make it here as 28. Guys, what is that? You have it 28 11 2022. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again we have, what's it? 200 rate, and 20 is the quantity sold, and then we have the date of sales is what? 28 is 11 2022. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 300, quantity sold is 10, and the date of sales is 28 11 2022. Now guys, everyone is following? Please say yes or no, guys. Yes, everyone is following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have this. This is nothing but the first one. And now guys, on the second day also the data is recorded. That means the second day data, I'm just making it off. Can you see here, all of you? I'm just having this 28th data. Na? I want some other day data is also here. That is nothing but, let us say, 27th. I'm taking it as what? 27th data. Okay, 27, 27, and now 27. Now guys, here you have, let us make it as 100 only. Okay, some change I have made it, that is okay, 100, and let us make it as a 10 here. Now guys, this is the data you have it. Now guys, tell me now, my query is here. The supermarket management wanted to know, management wanted to know the net sales took place on 27th and 28th of November 2022, and find out the variation. Find out the variation. Getting my point, guys? Find out the variation. They want this query to be executed. Now tell me, the supermarket authority wanted to know what is the variation in 27th and 28th day, whether the sales has increased or decreased. They wanted to know this. This is their query. So based on this, how this Azure data engineer is going to work. Now guys, first of all, to apply the process of extraction, transformation, loading. Now tell me, to find out the net sales, do you require the product ID, guys? Can you tell me, all of you? If you interact with me, I'll come to know whether you people are following or not. If not, I'll be helpless, guys. I don't have a habit of,
it is required on dates here.
Yes, we don't require the product ID. Product rate is required.
No, only here.
Huh?
Here.
Year is required. But if you want to know the net sales without the product rate, how can you find out the net sales?
Yeah, sir.
So here we require product rate. Product rate we have picked up. That means product ID is not required. ID wise is not worried. He wants the net sales amount. So product rate is taken here. Product rate. Then now product quantity sold is required. Yes, of course we require to find out the net sales amount. We require the product quantity sold also. Then we have what's the date of sales. Yes, of course I require this DOS. I'm writing a shortcut. Now guys, tell me product rate. What is the product rate? You have first product rate. Can you tell me, guys?
100.
Very good. So 100 is the rate, guys. Everyone, 100 is the rate. So I'm using this 100. Now tell me, what is the product quantity sold?
10.
Very good. That means the 10 pieces or 10 is the quantity, whatever it may be, you can consider. You can consider 10. Now, guys, what is the date of sales? Huh? This is the date of sales. Yes, this is the date of sales. Okay, this is the date of sales. That is 28 of so and so month. Now, guys, tell me. Second time, tell me now. Second in the second transaction, I've just made it 3 entries to make the process very simple. I have what 200 rupees as the rate of the product. Then I have the rate of the product as what 200, and then you have the quantity sold as what 20. Yes, 20 is the quantity sold. That's it. Now date is same, anyways, leave it. Now guys, the third one is 300 is the rate of the product. And now guys, once the 300 is the rate, you will have to just make it here 300, and then the quantity sold is again 10. Now guys, this is called as the process which I have done right now. This is called as the process of what? Extraction. Am I right, everyone?
It's a small note. For extracting our data, we need to create another database table like for these 3 fields.
Simple. Yeah, that is fine. Technically, I'm not just, just simple example. I'm just making it you. Okay, just to understand the process. Extraction. Okay, guys. Now, the next one. After the extraction is done, what is the next process you have to tell me now? Transformation. Very good. Transformation. Okay. Transformation. Now, guys, transformation is the actual process of where we on the data we perform any kind of arithmetic operations, whatever the things you require it, we have to do it. Now tell me, to find out the net sales, what is that you require? You need to find out you pick up the product rate and product quantity. Now tell me, product rate is 100 rupees, quantity sold is 10. That means 100 into 10 means what is outcome, guys? Tell me now.
1000.
Very good. 200 into 20 means what?
2000, 3000.
Very good. 2000. And next one is what? 3000. So now, guys, 2000, 3000. Now you have performed some arithmetic operation. Now sum all the values, 1000 plus 2000 plus 3000. What is the total sum you have it? Can you tell me? The total sum amount
is 4,000.
6000. Am I right? So
We need
can
to
I
use
write
that.
like this? Can you see here? I'm writing here like this. I'm creating a new table here. I'm creating a new table with a name called what? Net sales. Net sales amount. Simple. Net sales amount table. Now, guys, what I will do is below this, I will put up, guys, below this, I will put up the value, the net sales amount. What is the value of the net sales amount? Can you tell me? 6000. But now, on which date this transaction took place, guys? On which date the transaction took place? Tell me now.
28th.
28th. Very good. So now, guys, okay, now, guys, you have 28/11/2022. So finally, what I'm doing is, finally, I'm pasting up the data here. Now, guys, this data is ready. But they wanted to know the variation of 27th and 28th. Now, again, repeat the process for the same. Now, tell me, instead of pasting all these things repeatedly, I'll directly calculate 10 into 100 into 10 what?
1,000.
Very good. So I'll write it here 1000. Yes. 100 into 10. Yes. 100 into what is that? 10. Then I have the value as what is that? Tell me now. 1000. Now tell me. Next one, what is the calculation you have it? 200 into 10 means what?
2000.
Very good. 2000. So use it as 200. Then into 10 is equal to 2000. Very good.
Then 110, 1000.
110, what is that?
1000.
Very good. 1000. I think it is 4000 now.
Yes,
guys.
yes.
8000. Am I right? Okay. Anyways, no issues, no problem. Okay. Now, guys, can you see it? We have it. Now, guys, now it is what? Tell me. Now it is what? 3000. Sorry, 2000 plus 4000. 2000 means what? Totally, what's the amount now? Now the net sales amount here is what? I'm directly writing it here. What is that? 4000. Am I right, everyone? And the date of sales is what? 27/11/2022. Now this is the final data I will. What I will do is, once this is called as a transformation. Now the transformation is done. Finally, what I will do? I will start the process of loading. Now loading will be done. Loading, and the data will be loaded into what? destination. Okay, the data will be loaded into what is that? Yes, guys, the data will be loaded into what? Finally, the data will be loaded into what? Destination. Now tell me, destination is nothing but what? Target. Am I right, everyone? Target. This is your target data. So now, guys, this data I'll load it into the target once. Now, from the job of extraction till the job of loading into the target, it's the job of a Azure data engineer. It is a job of what is that? Azure data engineer, which we do it by using the Databricks. Which we do it by using what is that, guys? Databricks. Now further, he wanted to know what is the final variation. That is, find the variation. So this job further is a job of analyst. Analyst or the job of the data scientist. So job of the data scientist. These are the person who is going to work. So, but in Azure, for even working onto this, that is for the analyst and data scientist, we have the services provided here. Instead of Databricks, we can use the machine learning, we can use the artificial intelligence and do the same task of finding out the same and finally generating a report and sending back the report to the client here or the customer, whatever we have it. So this is the process of extraction, transformation, and loading. Everyone is okay now, guys? Please tell me now. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now this is how it works. Yes, this is how it works. Now, whereas when it comes to this, now this is fine. But what about, I have a doubt here. What is that? So thing is that I wanted to know, first of all, guys, everything is fine. But I wanted to know here, first of all, what is basically, we are doing it all these things. This is cloud, etc., etc. Everything is here. But now what is it I wanted to do here is cloud is there, everything, but on premises. I want to know, first of all, what is the difference? So now, guys, here you will have two things. What is that? Clouds. And next one is what? On-premise. Clouds and on-premise. Basically, these are the two factors which is importantly we should know. Okay. So to understand the situation of this, basically cloud, I'll give you a very simple example on this. Cloud is nothing but, or on-premises is nothing but, it is just like, just take an example of your mobile phone, guys. Everyone, take a example of your mobile phone. Your mobile phone has how many memories? Can you tell me? Your mobile phone has how many memories? Yes, one is the inbuilt memory. You will have it in your mobile phone. Another one is, what is that? You will have it. You can store it in the SD card. And the third one, and the third memory, which is nothing but you can store the data in, what is that? Yes, which you can store the data in, what's that? Google Drive. Now tell me, one fine day you lost your mobile phone. Now the data which is available inside your mobile phone and in the memory card, can you recover it back? Can you recover it back?
No, sir.
No. But if you store the data in the Google Drive, you can recover it back at any point of time, even if you change the handset. Am I right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now the data, which is stored in the Google Drive is nothing but the data is on the cloud. The data is on, what is that? Cloud. And the data which is there in your, can you see your mobile phone? That is called as what? On-premises. It is called as what, guys? On-premises. So now, slowly all the corporates, all the business entities are moving from the on-premises environment to cloud environment. For what? For security reasons, for storage reasons, for avoiding purchasing of a licenses, everything. To avoid this, they're going on to the cloud services. And whereas across the globe, we have the following cloud providers. What is that? We have the Azure. Okay. Azure is one of the topmost cloud provider. And then we have AWS, Amazon Web Services. Then we have the GCP, which is nothing but the Google Cloud Platform. Google is also into this. Whereas these two are the market leaders in providing this. Apart from this, you also have, what is that? Alibaba, one of the China-based cloud provider. And we have SAP Cloud is there. And then your Oracle Cloud is there. Various people has come out with their products. Various people has come out with their products with various names. Getting my point? Azure, AWS, GCP, Alibaba, SAP, and then we have Oracle, etc. But now the leading market, the leaders of the market is what? Azure and as well as the Amazon. Yes, Salesforce, of course. Okay, all these are the cloud providers, but Azure, or Amazon Web Services. Even the GCP is coming up now, but the market leader is the Azure. Okay, why? I'll tell you. Before it was Amazon Web Services. Yes, of course. So before it was Amazon Web Services was in the top position. Now it has come down. Why? The same task what Azure is providing, or you can do it in Azure, that is quite cheaper than if you use it in AWS. If you use in what? AWS, it is bit costlier. So hence, to reduce that, the Azure has provided or launched their product on a very cheaper cost. So hence we can say that here the Azure is cheaper than comparatively with the Amazon Web Services. Hence, it is more efficient than AWS. Then that's the reason why it's leading up the market. And whatever the cloud providers you have it, they all provide the cloud services in the form of the categories. What is that? First one is called as what? IaaS. And the second one is called as what? PaaS. And the third one is called as what? CaaS. IaaS means what, guys? Infrastructure as a service. That means if at all you require some space to store, suppose this is my computer, all of you, this is my computer, I'm taking you to my desktop. Everyone, just a minute, I'm sharing my desktop. Just a minute, I'm sharing my desktop. See, these are some sharing my desktop. Can you see here, all of you? Just have a look. Here, guys, what is it I wanted to do is I'm sharing my desktop. Just a minute, wait. I have some files are there. Some files are there here. I don't want these files to be remain on my computer desktop. I want to store it in the cloud because for easy access, more security, etc. I require some storage space or not to store the data. Am I right? Google Drive is providing by default how much space for us? 15 GB. Am I right? Whereas if at all you require to store the data more than 50 GB, then what is it you require to do? Tell me, guys, what is it you require to do?
We need
You
to
need
buy.
to purchase. You need to purchase. Am I right? In the same way here also, you hear what is it? The drive. I want to store this entire some information. Some, let us say you have okay, I have on my desktop around 10 petabyte. My 10 petabyte information is there. I want to store it. That I need not worry for that. Simply I need to inform my cloud provider. My cloud provider is going to provide me the service of storing the data on their particular cloud environment. And cloud environment, ultimately they store the data in what? At the data centers. They have it. Data centers across the globe, they have the data centers. And Azure is having their data centers around at 54 locations currently. They are operating from 54 locations currently. That means the Azure is operating from what? 54 locations currently to provide the, that is nothing but storages. And whenever you require, they can access. That is called as what? Infrastructure as a service, storage service, all this going to provide. Infrastructure means what, guys? Infrastructure is nothing but computer, that is nothing but hard disk, or else you require a RAM. All these things will be provided to you by the Azure in the form of what? IaaS as a service, infrastructure as a service. PaaS. PaaS means what? Suppose, guys, you wanted to use a platform called operating system on not Windows, because banking data, when you consider, you will have a massive amount of data in the banking sector. So banking sector, massive amount of data is not supported. So hence what we do? Yes, what we do? We require to store the data, or we require to save the data, yeah, or we require to run the data on the various cloud, that is platforms, that is called as what? Mainframes from IBM or Unix platform. But right now, can you see here, you don't have that. If it is in a local computer or a local server, you have to buy that particular operating system and install it into your PC. In order to avoid that, simply you can inform your cloud provider Azure to provide you the PaaS as a service. That means platform. I want to operating system as the mainframes operating system. So they will install it for you. They will provide you that service, licenses and all these things. You need not worry about this. Suppose you have a software as a service. Means what? Suppose you require some software. That means for storing your data, you require some SQL database. So now, guys, whenever you require the SQL database, you require to buy the license. Am I right? License of all softwares. So here you do not worry about the license, guys. Here you need not worry about the license. The license is not your responsibility. License is not your responsibility. License is the responsibility of the Azure provider, that is a cloud provider. So simply you need to use this. You need to pay. So how you are going to pay? You need to go with the model called pay as you go model. That means the way you use it, you have to pay. It is just like your OTT platforms. If you want to watch some premium movies, you have to pay some extra cost. Am I right, guys? Yes, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the same way here also, if you want to take some premium services, you have to pay for it. That's it. Use it. Pay, use and go. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing will be your own. Whenever you require, they will save it. For saving, they will charge the cost. So that is nothing but they have cut short the things. So here, serverless, they have made it serverless now. That means you need not have a servers in your office where server room for maintenance of the server. Again, some service administrator is required. All these things is not required. Everything is cut short here. Getting my point? So that is nothing but the simply with a laptop and that is nothing but your mail ID and login, just like this. You can start your project. I'm using it. Can you see here, all of you? Portal.azure.com. I'm using this. Simply you need to log into this web page, guys, with a laptop, and then you can start working on this, guys. Can you see it? Then you can start working on this. See, you can start working, you create your this thing own. So here, can you see here? Go to the subscription. You will find how much cost they are billing it for you. Can you see here? Currently, my role they'll display you. I'm the account admin, and current cost, see, 587 rupees because I'm using it right now active. Likewise, you will have to pay as you go model. So simply with a username and password created on the Azure, you can you can start up your own project with a very low cost without any infrastructure, servers, etc., etc. Everything is taken care by the Azure only. There is a cloud provider only. Okay, guys. So as a part of this course, we are going to see this Azure Databricks. Okay, with all the real-time applications we have it. Okay, so all the real-time applications and what are the things you require it, Azure Synapse, all, even the Delta Lake, how to develop a Delta Lake. Delta Lake is about the data lake. So all these Delta Lakes creation, how to extract the data, how to perform the transformation on the data, how to report the data, visualization of data, everything we are going to see as a part of this course, for which we will be having 60 hours time. 60 hours time we will have it. You will have a time called what? 60 hours time. Okay, 60 hours time. And you will have the class from Monday to that is Friday. Monday to Friday, 5 days. But Saturday, if it is required, we'll put it to the class some days. Or if it's not required, we don't put up the class some days. Okay, guys. So this is how we are going to move it ahead. And the contents brochure and all, you can find it on the web page. You can see there. Yes. If you have any doubt now you can ask me, guys. Go ahead and ask, please.
Sir, it is just extracting transformer loading, or we use any SQL behind this, or any developing, just we have to know any Python coding or any other?
Yes, Python coding development is also there. Python coding is also there. So Python, Scala, R and SQL, these are the codes in which you need to write it. It is basically a coding based process where you need to know this. If you don't know this, you will have to learn it. And whereas as a part of this course, maximum I'm going to cover you the Python, because Python is the main this thing I'm going to teach you. And Bricks is also providing default languages of Python only, but you can also use the Scala, you can use the R, you can use the SQL language to write the commands and do the same. So basically the thing is that here in this, it is not, this is the, you will have two services. I'll just give you one more service name here. That is, first is the Azure Databricks, which is nothing but it is used for the process. And also you will have the Azure Data Factory. ADF is also there for the same process, but the ADF is used here as that is nothing but as a GUI, graphical user interface. But here you will have the ADB as a character user interface. Both of them performs the same job, but why ADF and why ADB? That means basically in the real time for data ingestion. That means for data ingestion means what? Extraction. Here, can you see? Pulling in the data, pulling in the data, pulling in the data, extracting all these things. Till here only they are using ADF. Further to this ADB job, because ADB has a, a more feature of visualization, more flexibly visualize it, and ADB provides a user, multiple users to work onto the same environment. Suppose there is a data scientist, there is a data engineer, and there is one more programmer is there, database programmer. All of them collaboratively work in a single environment. That is the Databricks thing you have it. Okay. So now guys, so this is the thing you have it in Databricks. And now, if you want any other questions, you can go ahead and ask. Please.
Can you please show me the some coding, how it involves in real time? Just sample coding, sir.
A sample coding. Okay. Some sample coding is basically, I'll tell you just a minute. See, sample coding here, what we have it is, we can use in 4 different languages. So we can write it, the coding like this, such as I'm using Python. So if at all you want to use the Python in bricks, use py, and then you can see here, you can just print of this line, whatever this is, bricks class. Likewise, you can write it here. Okay, you can write like this. Okay, or else if at all you are using the same thing, can you see here in Scala, you have to use %Scala, and you can use it print ln, print line. The same thing you can use it there in Scala. Okay, these are the type of codings you can write it here. Okay guys, so these are the things you have it. So anyways, we will see. Hello, this sir. Yeah,
sir, in course in the course credit I have seen some Spark syllabus.
The Spark PySpark also will tell you.
Okay, sir.
Sir, Samir sir.
uh
Sir, if I learn this Databricks, how many years of show the experience, sir?
See guys, Databricks, if you learn any cloud technology, not only Databricks, whether it is Data Factory or it is Azure, Amazon Web Services, whatever the thing you have it, you can start, or especially Azure, don't put it before 2018, because this version has not been launched. So hence it was there, but it not launched basically. So you can put it after 2019-20, you can put up 2 years experience maximum. Okay guys.
Sure. But if you are finally you are giving us some real time environment experience.
Obviously.
Sir, will you provide any real time hands-on project?
Yes, projects in the sense the real-time scenarios. There will be no project like structure in cloud environment. You will have the case studies. That is the only realistic
like
case
POCs. Like we need to take one POC and we'll be apply on the data factories.
Yes,
data factory and Databricks.
Yes, the same way we work here.
It is a combination of the ADF and Azure Databricks, sir, or also
this one is only ADB, not the ADF. This particular class, what you people are attending, it is only ADB. It has to do nothing with the ADF. ADF one class integration I will show you. That's it. But ADF is totally different course. That is at morning 7 a.m. we have a new batch started the same day.
But the same functionality will be the same for the
functionality will be changed. Functionality will be, that is ultimately doing it for ETL only. But I am telling you now, this is bit different concept. Ultimately it achieves the same task, but the concept is variation. Obviously you will have some variation on this.
Samir, The people who don't know about the Python, how they can manage Python, PySpark,
See,
Scala, etc.
Python, PySpark, basic commands you should try out. You can get it here basically on this Google. If not, I have some Python videos that I can refer you. I can send you that videos. You can refer those videos, Python classes videos. Then you can understand it. Okay, that is taken. That is my classes only. And here, because we have a bricks, it itself is a very vast subject. Teaching again Python here will be a cumbersome process for me. So I don't want to make you any kind of fake promises that I will teach you that or this, because the realistic issues what we have to see and the real-time scenarios which we have to see, every scenario will take 1.5 hour to 2 hours time every day. Okay, though we are saying 60 hours, but it will cross around 90 hours a day, with 90 hours totally, because 1.5 hour to 2 hours class also we have to take up some days. So that is the thing. So Python, if you want, see, basically I will go from the basic Python only. But still, if you need some more inputs, because you might not be from this background, you might be from some different background. In such a case, then in such a case, you can just either do the Python separately, or I can send you some videos. Is there basic Python videos, how to write the code, how to generate this line, how to print all these things. I'll send you that you can have it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, mobile. Okay, any other questions? Anyone else want to ask me some questions? Okay, guys, that's it. So we'll meet tomorrow at same time, 10:15. We'll join the class. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending this demo. Thank you everyone. Yes, am I audible,
Yes,
guys?
sir. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Okay, so let us start now. So Azure Databricks. Okay, guys, Azure Databricks. Guys, when it comes to this Azure Databricks, okay. So as already you know that what is Azure Databricks? Azure Databricks is a Azure Databricks is a service. It is a service, guys. Everyone, Azure Databricks is a service which is used to perform the job of, guys. What is that? Azure Databricks is a service. Okay, Azure Databricks is a service which is used to perform. Azure Databricks is a service which is used to perform the job of what? ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay. Between what is that? Clouds. Between the clouds and on-premises. Clouds and what is it? On-premises. Between the clouds and what is that? On-premises. Okay, guys. So now between the clouds and on-premises. So here, okay, guys. So when it comes to this ETL, so now, guys, ETL is what basically? It is a service provided. Can you say Azure Databricks is a service provided by Microsoft, and to perform the job of ETL between the clouds and what is that? On-premises. Between the clouds and what is that? On-premises. So now, guys, let us try to see this. Okay. So what is basically an ETL? So ETL, as we know that it stands for what? Extraction. It stands for what? Extraction, transformation. Extraction, transformation, and what's that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Now, guys, when it comes to this extraction, transformation, and loading, this is a process. This is a process, all of you. This is a process of, is what is that? Data summarization. This is a process of what, guys? Data summarization. This is the process of what? Data summarization. This is the process of what? Data summarization. Okay. It is a process of what? Data summarization. It's a process of what? Guys, data summarization. It is the process of what? Data summarization, wherein You have what is that? Source. You have what is that? Source data. Source, what is the data storage? What's that? You have it? Source data storage. So now guys, source data storage or source is a place where actually we can find the data, and from the source ultimately we pass on the data to what is that guys? Target. Target. We pass on the data to what is that guys? Target. We pass on the data to what? Target. We pass on the data to what is it? Target. So can you see here? We have what is it? Source. Source means what? A place where we can find actual data. The place where we can find what is it, guys? Actual data. All of you following, please. Yes, guys. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So now, so we have what's it? Source. And source is nothing but what? A place where you can find the data. So now, in the source, we can get the data in of type of what? Files. Or else we can get the data in the form of what is it? Databases. Or else we can get the data in the form of what is it? Live stream. We can also get the data from what? Live streaming data. Live streaming data. Okay. We can get the data from what? Files. We can get the data from what is that? Files. We can get the data from what? Files. We can get the data from what? Databases. Else we can get the data from what is that? Live streaming data. Anyways, guys, so these files, can you see here, are of what? We can have the CSV files. We can have what is that? JSON files. We can have what a CSV file, JSON file, and then we have what is that? Excel files, etc. Can see here. These are the various type of files you have it. These are the various type of files you have it, guys. What is that? These are the various type of files we have it. Okay. What is that? We have the, these are the various type of files we have it. Okay, guys. So these are the various type of files you have it. So what we do is ultimately we pull in the data. We pull in the data into this ADB that is called as Azure Databricks. This is called as what, guys? This is called as what? The process of data ingestion. It is called as what? The process of what? Data ingestion. Okay. So then once we pull in the data, what we do? We perform the process of, so pulling in the data is the process of what? Extraction. Extraction. And once the extraction is done, guys, and once the extraction is done, then you will have what is a transformation. Then you will have what? Transformation. Transformation is what? Transformation is the process of, actual process of data summarization. And once the transformation is done, finally what we do, guys, finally what we do, perform the loading. We perform what is that? Loading. So now all together, loading where? Loading the data into the, yes guys, loading data into what's it? Target. That is called as destination. Destination or target. Getting my point? So this is how we can make out using this. Or in the same process, even if you have, can you see the data access to be accessed from the database? So what we do, we using this ADB, that is Azure Databricks, we pull in the data, and now again the same process, that is called as E. Again, then you have what is it? T. What did you have it? T. T stands for transformation. Again, finally we put the data into what is it? Loading. Okay, what is it? Loading is a final process, and loading the data into what is that? Destination. So destination is what? Destination is the actual target. Destination, guys, destination is nothing but the actual target you have it. Getting my point, all of you? So these are the, and now even from the live streaming, if at all you want to pull in the data the same way, what is it you have it? We use the ADB. We use the ADB, okay, Azure Databricks. And then what we do? We use the, again, what is it? Extraction. And then we perform what is that? transformation, guys. What is that? Transformation. And then finally we use what is that? Loading. We perform the loading. And now, guys, this loading will be done ultimately into what is that? Destination. What is that? Destination. Getting my point? This is how the entire process works on. Okay, extraction, transformation, and finally loading the data into this. Now, guys, even we have discussed it in the last class, but just I wanted to brush it up before we move ahead. Guys, use what is that? Let us see first of all what is a big data. Guys, you already know what is big data now. Yes, guys, what is big data? Big data is nothing but, what do you mean by big data, guys? Huge data. What is that? Big data is nothing but what? Huge data or huge information. Huge information is called as what? Big data. What is that? Huge information is called as what? Big data. Guys, huge information is called as what? Big data. So now, guys, big data. So what are the sources of getting the big data? Can you just tell me, guys, from where you can get it? Yes, any idea? Yes, guys, I'm audible.
Maybe event hubs, storage account.
Okay, anyways, yeah, anyways, guys, we get the big data from various sources. So such as what? Social networking sites. Social networking sites. Okay, guys, we get the data from what? Social networking sites. That is big data. Such as, what do you mean by social networking sites? WhatsApp, Facebook. Okay, Facebook, WhatsApp, then you have Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, then you have Insta, etc. These are all the, can you see here? These are all the social networking sites from where we get the data. So, guys, data. So basically, what you can say, this is a business now. This is a business, and from the business we get the data. And data, what we do? Data, we put it in the form of what? Files or whatever the type you have it. And these files, we get it into ADB, that is Azure Databricks. And from here, we get the data into Azure Databricks, perform the job of what? Extraction. And then we do what? Transformation. And then we do what? Loading. And loading into what is that, guys? Finally, destination. Loading into what? Destination. Destination. Getting my point? Loading the data into what is that? Destination. Okay. Loading the data into what is that? Destination. Finally, the data will be loaded into what? Destination. Okay, guys, everyone? Yes, am I audible to everyone or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, that's it. So now, next, apart from this, we can also get the data. Yes, we can also get the data from what? Social networking sites. We can also get the data from what? Banking applications. We can also get the data from what? Banking applications. So what in the banking applications, we can get the data. And from here, what we do? We pull in the data. And now, this time, whenever you have a banking applications, the data will be loaded, or data will be stored in the form of what? Databases only, guys. From the databases, what we do? We pull in the data, guys. We pull in the data. Again, the same process. What is that? Using the ADB, Azure Databricks, we perform the job of what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. And now, finally, once we load it, guys, finally, once we load it, ultimately it will be sent towards destination. Now, likewise, you can also get the data from what is it? Human generated data. That means human generated data is very rare. Okay, human generated means the data which is generated by you and me. Okay, human generated data. And apart from this, we can also have, okay, same process. Human generated data will be again accessed into the ADB. and from the using the ADB we perform the job of what? Extraction, transformation, and what's it? Loading, and ultimately finally we load the data towards a destination. Finally we load the data towards a destination. This is the destination you load it. Okay guys, so yeah, what is that? Human generated data. What is it? Social networking sites. We can get the data from what? Social networking sites, banking applications, human generated data. Okay guys, human generated data. These are the various things you have it. Getting my point, everyone? Now apart from this, we can also get the big data in the form of what? Machine generated. Guys, machine generated data. What is machine generated data? The machine generated data is nothing but the data which is generated by the machineries, such as your CT scan machine is there, ECG machine is there. Okay guys, many machines nowadays, we have everything. We are surrounded by machineries, so every machine, almost all every machine generates the data. Getting my point, everyone? Almost all every machine generates the data. So now guys, every machine generates the data. So now every machine generates the data. Okay, so whereas those generated, that is nothing but whenever the can you see here, the data is, can you see here, whenever, can you see here, whenever you have that is nothing but any kind of machine generated data is there. Okay, any kind of machine generated data, any machine generates the data, that data guys will be recorded. The data will be recorded into what is that? The following. What is that? It can be in the form of what? Live streaming, databases, or files. That means live streaming is a process where you get the live data. So such as, what is that you have it now? ADB. Again the same process, ETL. Ultimately from here the data will be sent to what? Destination. Now guys, okay, these are the various, that is nothing but sources of getting the big data. That is social networking sites, banking applications, human generated data, machine generated data. Okay, live streaming data is nothing but just like your stock market. You'll be getting the stock market data. Okay, leave about stock market guys. Live streaming data is more similar, I can tell you. Cricket match, we all must be watching the matches, am I right? In that you will have live score, na guys? Live score, that is called as what? Live streaming data. Getting my point? That is called as what? Live streaming data. Okay guys, so now anyways we can capture even the live streaming data and perform the job here. So now guys, this is the thing you have it. So now after all these things are completed, now guys, this data, we get the data here. What we do, we get the data from what's it? Files, etc. into the ADB, and now ADB, from ADB perform the job of what? Extraction, transformation, loading. But here in ADB, where the data is stored, the data is stored in ADB in the following storages. So we can see that storages in Azure means what? The following are the storages which we require it to store the data in Azure, guys. If you store the data in Azure, you can use it anywhere, guys. You can use the data anywhere, guys. You can use the data anywhere. That means you can use the data in that means you can use it by using the ADB. You can using the data by whenever we use the Synapse. Even if you're using the ADF, Azure Data Factory, also if you're using it, we can use the storages as it is. Okay, it is just like common storages. What we can say is commonly used storages, guys. Okay, commonly used storages. Okay, yeah guys, I'm audible? Yes guys, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
So now,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So now commonly used storage. What are those storages? Let us try to see this now. The storages. So first storage, I'm writing it here. Azure blob storage. Second one is Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Third one, Azure Data Lake into Azure Data Lake Gen 1, Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay. Then next one, what is it? You have it. Azure Data Lake, or sorry, Azure, okay, SQL database. Then you have what's it? Azure Cosmos DB. That means this is called as NoSQL database, guys. It is called as what? NoSQL database. Getting my point, everyone? This is called as what? NoSQL database. Following everyone, guys, please. This is called as what? NoSQL database. And afterwards, we can have the next one. What is it? Azure Elastic Pools. Can you see here? These are the various storages you have it. Wherein, out of all the storage, this storage is going to retire in 2024. Hence, we cannot create only this. Rest of all we can create and we can use it. Getting my point? Hence, rest of all we can create and we can use it. Only this storage you cannot create it, guys. That is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Azure Data Lake, what is that? Okay, guys, Azure Data Lake Gen 1 you cannot create it. Rest of all you can create it. Now, in Azure totally you have 90 plus storages. How many? 90 plus storages are there. Now, guys, I'll show you the storages, how the storages appears. So these are the, I'm just go to the portal, take a portal. I'm just sharing the screen here. New screen, I'm sharing it, all of you. How to begin here? How to start? All of you. Yes, guys, I'm audible, guys. Please come out, all of you.
Yes, sir.
A portal, can you see here? Just type it here. Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Use a web page directly called portal.azure.com. So in this, can you see here? You have a storages. So for seeing the storages, guys, click on more services. Click on the more services. Click on the more services, guys. Can you see it? These are all the storages you can say. I'll show you the storages. Can you see storage? These are all storages only. Storage accounts, recovery service vaults, data lake Gen 1, storage, okay, sync service, Azure Stack Edge, Azure Data Box, okay. Then you have that data shares, HPC caches. All these are the storages you can use it, okay. That means you have 90 plus storages are there which you can use it. Guys, what is that you have it? Can see it? Databases. Can see all of you? Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
These are all the storages you can have it. So in Azure, totally you have 90 plus storages you have. Okay. So this is how. Now, how to log into this portal, guys? I will tell you one more way. So now, guys, I'm just showing you. Use, first of all, azure.com. First of all, use the azure.com. Once you use the azure.com, guys, get your free account. You'll get it. First, click on this. Try Azure for free, getting started. Click on getting started or try Azure for free. And you can select getting started. Can you see here? anyways, it's taking me directly because I'm already logged in, so hence it's taking me. So guys, here what we can do is, if you just click on this get started, it will ask you some of your details, that is your the mail ID, etc. Once you enter your mail ID, everything guys, then finally it will ask you for the credit card. If you provide the credit card, it will deduct 2 rupees from your credit card, guys. Okay guys, so yes guys, tell me.
Okay, sir.
So now this is how. So finally what we can do is, finally what we can do is so finally what we can do is, once you click on this, finally you'll be landing up here on this. Finally you'll be landing up here. This is called as portal.azure.com, and now you can start the service here. What is that? Bricks. I'm just typing here bricks. Bricks, type it here, bricks. Can you see here guys? This is the bricks. Okay, so now this is the one way. Can you see here bricks? If you have this tab here, it's fine. Okay, so anyways, the login, how to log in this one, how to check on this, how to create this, and how to start, what is the bricks you have it, what are the things you have in bricks, that we will again see it from tomorrow onwards guys. Okay, tomorrow we'll have the class. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, no changes in the time. Okay guys, that's it. So now guys, for the day, can you see it? These are all the things. So these are the very mandatory things which you have to remember it. Sorry. It's okay. This is the storages, and this is the thing we have it about this. Okay guys, so we'll just stop the class here and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay ma?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, is there any chance to modify the timings?
Modifying in the sense?
It will start at 10:15, right, sir? So,
we can shift it to maximum 10 o'clock, not beyond that, because already I have one batch at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Because
I'm interested to join the session, sir, but because of office, the timings are not suitable for me. So that's why. Is there any chance? That's why I'm asking.
Let me check and update you on this with the management. I'll check. Okay. I'll check and tell you on this. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anyways, tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. Okay guys, so we'll just meet at the same. Now I'm stopping the class. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay guys, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so now let us start with the this Azure Databricks. Okay guys, so now the Azure Databricks will just go ahead. Now, as you know, yesterday already we have discussed about these things. What is in Azure Databricks? So basically the Azure Databricks is nothing but, the Azure Databricks is a service. What is that? It is a service. It is a service provided by, what is it? Microsoft. It is a service provided by what? Microsoft, in order to perform the job of, what is that?